Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a foundation review on the brand new The Balm Cosmetics Whipped Foundation Even Steven. Now I really want to quickly say, when I opened this package, I literally thought this was a joke. Look how small this is. Like, this is tiny. It looks like a concealer. Like, I honestly had to look back at my receipt to see if I had purchased a travel size foundation or if this was the actual size. Let's compare it to my Philosophy Renewed Hope in a Jar. Like, so much bigger. Like, it's insane. I don't know, maybe like you really don't need that much, but we're gonna really investigate all these details in this video. So I just went ahead and opened it and I'm gonna read the description. It says that it's a light, airy, souffle-like texture. You've got a foundation that's truly whipped. A perfect complexion is par for the course with this ultra pigmented formula. It says a little goes a long way. So maybe I don't need that much to get a nice consistency, but this is way too small, I still think. You have this in 8 long-lasting shades. So I'm gonna start off by priming with my Coconut Skin Smoothie Priming Moisturizer by First Aid Beauty. I've been loving this stuff. I really also like it just to put like every day when I'm not wearing foundation, because it gives me kind of like a really nice glow from within. It's nothing like I look oily. It just kind of gives me like kind of like a glowy look, and I just love the way that it smells like coconuts. I feel like it's amazing. You guys can see my skin looks super like evened out. Like, of course I still have my redness peeking through a little bit, but it looks nice and snatched. So I'm going to be doing one side with a sponge and then one side with my brush. So like always, I'm gonna open it up. And this is what it looks like in the inside. It doesn't really smell like anything. So I'm gonna take a little bit. It does feel like a souffle, kind of. Shows that you don't need that much, so I didn't take that much. I'm gonna zoom you guys in too. I'm actually impressed with how fast it's covering. Covering super duper fast. Literally, you guys saw how many like small dots I used and it covered immediately. This may actually impress me, but we still have a long way to go, so we shall see. And I like how it's blending out with the sponge. I feel like it's not absorbing too much of the product. And I'm actually glad that I didn't take too much of it, because I feel like if I would have taken too much, it would have looked like way too much foundation on my skin. Right now it looks very just nice. Okay, so I'm gonna take just a little tiny bit more of it. Nothing too crazy, because I do want to cover some small areas where I feel like I need a little bit more coverage, and then we can move to the next side. So I'm gonna take some more. I really can't believe it's this small. That's like the only thing. I'm just like, why is it so damn small? And also the color is medium dark. So now I'm going to be taking the product onto this side of the face, and I'm going to be using my makeup brush to apply it. So I'm going to take just a little bit like I did the first time. And I'm going to just work with it. I'm using my F80 Kabuki. I love this brush. I must say right away, I really like how the brush applies it. I like how the sponge applies it, but for some reason the brush is giving me more of like a beautiful finish. The sponge, the finish looked fine, but something about this side just gave me like a lot of radiance. So I really liked how it blended out immediately. I feel like you don't need that much product to really get like a nice even coverage. I don't know, it looks a little light now that I see it. Maybe I'm just a little off, just a little tiny bit light. It definitely looks nice, kind of like from a distance between me and my mirror right now. But when I get really close, and investigate, you can definitely see that it's clinging onto some of my skin. Now, I would say that as for the finish, definitely looks like you have product on your skin, but it's not like so intense, something where you're like, oh my god, she's wearing so much makeup. Like, no, it looks like a healthy finish. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do now is I'm going to go ahead and put on the rest of my makeup, and then I'm gonna come back once I put everything on and let you guys know how it works with the rest of my products, and also let you guys know how it's setting into my skin. So I will be right back. Okay, so I am back. I went ahead and did all my makeup, and I think I kind of developed some more thoughts on this product. I feel like it didn't blend well. I don't know if it was the brush or the product, but I always use the same brushes with my foundation and never have those issues. But it literally kind of started to make the foundation kind of like separate, and that usually doesn't happen. So the separation was a little bit of an issue for me. I must say though, what I do like about the foundation is that I feel like it speaks true to the description. You don't need that much foundation to really cover your skin. Like, you guys saw how much I used. Really wasn't that much, and it covered really, really well. Like, I like the coverage. I feel like the coverage is great. I didn't need that much. Foundation on the face feels very lightweight. It doesn't really feel like I'm wearing much, but definitely if you get really up close, like I mentioned earlier, you can definitely tell that there's some areas where the product is like clinging onto my skin. So I would say if you're somebody that has a lot of texture, I would either add some oil if you want to try this foundation out, just to kind of like diffuse a little bit of the product and make it a little bit more dewy looking, or really make sure you moisturize, because it will definitely cling on if you don't do those extra things. And you guys know how I feel about the extra steps. I feel like if I need to do a whole lot of extra, this may not be the foundation for me. It is now 10 p.m. at night, and I've worn this foundation for around like 6.5 hours. So right away, you guys can definitely see that the foundation got oily. So it definitely does, I feel like, is true to the fact that it's more of a natural matte, because throughout most of the day, my skin looked more on the matte side, but definitely by the end of the day, I definitely need to blot. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take a sponge and just kind of blot those areas. And once I blot them, the foundation definitely looks better. Still, like you guys saw, I got oily in the areas where I always get oily. So I would say that for those of you looking for a matte foundation, this isn't a matte foundation. It's more geared towards those people that probably have combination skin, because with the combination skin, I feel like this is the type of foundation that's still gonna give you that like nice coverage, but not make you look so oily. If you have really oily skin, you're going to have to blot in order for you to get rid of those oils, which I did right now. And I will have to say though, that for me, I feel like the main issues of this foundation are that it is just so freaking small. Like, I honestly really thought I got a travel size. I was like, am I getting punked? Like, I had to go back and look at all the information to make sure that I got the right product, because I just felt like I was like, there's no fucking way. Like, this little thing, there's no way. But I must say, considering it's this small, you guys saw me apply it, and I honestly didn't really need that much product. Like, I didn't really go in a bunch of times back into the jar to get what I needed to get out of it. Like, I feel like the coverage is really good. That's probably my favorite thing about the foundation, is the coverage. It covered right away. Something else that I was just kind of like so annoyed with was the color. I do feel like this is light. Like, it doesn't look too bad here, but I feel like with the camera and everything and the light, especially now that it's night, it's definitely picking up very, very pale compared to the rest of my body. And I know that once I start to really get a tan on my skin, it's not gonna be pretty. I'm not gonna be able to use this unless I mix it with something else. Maybe for my wintertime foundation, this may be really good, but for right now, I feel like it's not. So I would have to say, this foundation, it's very hard for me to be like, it's not worth it, it's worth it, because I feel like for some people, it will be worth it. For some people, it won't be worth it. I would say if you're more of a like, you like to wear a lot of foundation and you like something that's not gonna be oily whatsoever and is gonna keep you matte, this is not for you. Like, no way, Jose. If you're somebody that does have some texture on your skin or has a lot of texture, I don't think this is going to be good for you either, because I definitely think this is also going to really get stuck and settle into those areas. And I feel like also like it can settle into your fine lines, especially if you have dry skin. I was noticing that when I first applied it, my skin wasn't as dewy as it is now, and I could really see like the fine lines on my skin because the foundation separating. Now it looks just fine, probably because my oils like peeked through. My oils really did come through and absorb that foundation real quick, so it was able to like, you know, look more skin-like. I like how it looks a lot better now than before. I also think that if you're somebody that's dry skin, I wouldn't recommend it, because I do think, like I've just mentioned, it's going to look like you're wearing makeup for sure. Especially if somebody comes up close to you, they'll be able to tell you're wearing makeup. I feel like this is more geared towards the person that has like normal to combination skin and doesn't have any texture, has a really evened out complexion and doesn't have bumps. Just somebody that has that like lucky skin. So I would say for those people, I think it would be awesome, because I feel like it does give you like a healthy matte look. It's not going to keep you matte all day long, but I feel like normal skin to combination skin, I feel like they can do with this type of natural matte, because I feel like this will kind of like keep their oils locked into place. But if you're somebody that gets really oily and you know you get really oily, this isn't going to do anything for you. You're going to have to go back and blot and do all that stuff. But I'm going to let you guys determine that for yourselves, because I feel like I already gave you a lot of information and a lot of pros and cons. And I feel like at the end of the day, I don't know what your skin likes. I don't know how your skin reacts to products. So I think that me just giving my opinions overall to everybody, and then you kind of determining for yourselves depending on what you see here, then I think that will help you. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed watching this video. I think this is the first video where I'm really stuck in between, because I feel like there's some really good pros, but there's some cons that I'm like, Don't forget to let me know what you're thinking of this foundation and whether you think you will be purchasing this or not, and why. So let me know. And if you guys are new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe. I would love to have you a member of our family here on YouTube, because I love interacting with you guys about all things beauty and giving you the best advice and the best reviews and the most honest reviews on the tube. So I will be seeing you guys very soon for a brand new video. And don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed watching these foundation worth the buy or not reviews. Bye guys.